Good afternoon. Thanks everyone for being here. Thanks to the organization for inviting me today to talk about what digital and technology changed and not changed for creativity, for brands, for communication. Why this doesn't work? Why it doesn't work? Okay. And adding this not change, because I think that we are paying a lot of attention to so many changes that doesn't have really a deep influence in our work, in our communication. And there are a lot of things that haven't changed and remain fundamental, because the more complex the landscape becomes, the more fundamental and more essential you have to be. So I would like to talk to you about this today. And I would like to start with a story, if this works, okay? No? Why is it not working? Okay, done. This is the story of Searching for Sugar Man. I'm pretty sure that you all know this documentary that won the Oscar. It was about a musician in the 70s that was poor and was pretty unknown in the US until 1997, when two fans made out a website to find this guy, because there was a legend about this guy that suicided himself during a performance. And these guys were from South Africa, where this guy was enjoying a huge success, but he didn't know that. Until 1997, that his daughter found the website, and they discovered it, and he traveled to South Africa. He played during 6 days in a row before thousands of people. So this is the first story I want to share with you, how technology is helping us in the early age of websites to discover stories. And the stories, for me, are the most important ingredient for brands and agencies. We live for stories, and we are just grabbing stories out there to use it to communicate with people. The second story I would like to share with you is the story of Orange Bro. This guy that you see here with an orange is a New York guy that someone stole his iPhone in a bar. And he was really upset. He bought another iPhone, and some months later, some pictures about a guy in front of an orange tree started to appear in his iPhone. He was really upset, and he started to write about this story. This guy works in BuzzFeed, that is one of the best blogs or major blogs of culture, digital, and news in the US. So he started to write about it. He went to Weibo, that is the Facebook in China, and he said, hey, this guy stole my iPhone, please help me to find him. So it became a trend topic in China. Everyone was helping him to find the guy. They found him. And he was not the thief, of course. He bought the iPhone in a second-hand market. But still, they decided to talk. The guy traveled to China, and they became really good friends. They are going to make a documentary out of this story. And I would like to show you the trailer so you can have more insights about the story. Voice.
I literally can't even believe that we're leaving tomorrow. I kind of have no idea what's going to happen.
Oh my God, Brother Lord!
Why I can to China?
Look at these pictures of us. He's totally in on a joke. There's a lot of people on Weibo who don't really get it, and they think that we're actually a couple. We've kind of developed this language with how we communicate because we can't speak a word with each other. Oh, yeah. To come here and to do everything that we've done because of this phone that was stolen, and to be holding it right now, it's like a golden ticket on speed. if you said at the beginning of this that I would be crying at the end of this, I would think that you were insane.
Yeah, so the story of Orange Bro is amazing how by an iPhone that was stolen, this story was created. So this is a metaphor to explain how technology is helping us to create stories and the difference between the first story of Searching for Sugar Man and this story of the Orange Bro is the time that took to make it happen. So it took like 30 years to figure out or to discover the story of the success of this guy in South Africa and 3 months to create this story. But now we have platforms and we have apps that are allowing us to create stories in less than 3 seconds. And this is the major change that I see now. We have apps like Periscope or Meerkat that are allowing people to be a live broadcasting TV station. So every one of you can now broadcast lively this conference and become a TV station for all the world. And this is going to be the next big thing. This is going to have really good or really major consequences because imagine there is a movie maker that is making a movie and filming a complicated scene, and he wants to share with the world lively the scene that he's doing, asking for opinions and engage people in a more deep way. Or brands that can broadcast a live event. So we are talking about an app that is allowing people to create raw, uncensored, and really true content. There are other platforms that are doing this, and this movement of live content and volatility content is becoming a trend. And we have Twitch, for instance, in the US. Twitch is a platform that is the 4th platform in traffic, with more than 45 million people every month there. It was part of Amazon. It was bought by Amazon around $1,000 million. And All the Spice made a campaign there 1 month ago. They advertise the new range of products that they have inspired by nature. They allow people to interact with the first live video game. So they put in the forest one guy, and you can actually control the guy and make whatever you want with him, like put the shoe on your head. So he has to obey. So this is the kind of content that people are asking right now, right? It's the volatile content and immediate content. And what is all of this meaning for brands and for agencies and for creativity? For me, we are in the best moment and most exciting moment to create, to be creators, because before we were like tired by the classical media, right? We have a TVC, so we have to play with 30 seconds. We have a page in the newspaper, we have to play with the space. Now we have every idea you can imagine can be done. And this means that we are in the golden age of creativity. We are not in the age of killing TV, we are not in the age of killing press. This is going to be there for sure for the next years. What we are going to have is all the possibilities to make whatever we want. And this is the major consequence for brands and for agencies is that ideas are not anymore ads. Ideas are much more than ads, right? You can be a beverage, Red Bull, and your positioning is give you wings, and I send a guy to the space and make the biggest jump ever to demonstrate my positioning. Or this campaign that was done in South Korea by a life insurance company, displaying messages in the bridge that was most used by people to suicide there. So they reduced the suicides by 40%. You can do that with an outdoor campaign, right? Or this idea in the Netherlands. There is a CGI kid that was placed in the websites where the pedophiles were and helped to track and to capture more than 1,000 pedophiles. Try to do this with a traditional campaign, with a traditional idea. Or the campaign or the product that launched Volvo some months ago to reinforce the positioning of Volvo of security. This is a spray for cyclists to be reflected more during the night so they can be safer when they are cycling during the night. This is a campaign that Honda made some months ago, and they are reinventing the way TVCs are offer it to people. So people can, there were like two parallel stories, perfectly synchronized, so people can change the story just by pressing the R key. So they are reinventing TVCs, they are offering an immersive experience, an immersive interactive experience out of a traditional media. So that they are going to win for sure everything in Cannes next month. And this is something that we made at the agency some weeks ago. This is for Heineken Experience. This is the museum in Amsterdam for Heineken. So instead of making a video, we made a bottle with a GPS incorporated and a compass on the top. So we displayed some bottles around Amsterdam, so the tourists can grab the bottle, and the bottle was redirecting them to the Heineken Experience. And this is a graphic, or this is the work that we are doing at the agencies right now. We are working from the old mindset of making people want things to the new mindset of making things that people want. And the first stage of this old mindset was helping brands to communicate. And I want to be honest with you about the last work that you saw about Heineken. For me, this work places here is old for me. Why? Because we are not inventing a new product. We are just making an advertising trick, using technology. But if you see the reaction of all the blogs and all the magazines to this idea of Heineken, they were saying this is the next big thing. This is the thing that agencies should do in the future. Bullshit. We are being distracted by the things that we can do, but the things that we can do with technology are not essential, are tactical. And this for me, it's all about the idea. I mean, the technology is there to helping us to make things happen. But if you think about it, it is just another advertising video. From this helping brands to communicate, we said, it's not enough. Let's go to create engaging experiences. Let's go to create a dialogue with the consumer. And then we started to make useful stuff. And this is another thing that is distracting us. This is another change that is not essential. The app fever, the mobile app fever. We were thinking, okay, so let's make an app so you are in the theater, you are watching a movie, the movie is about to end, and you can, from your iPhone, control the air conditioner of your car. So when you step in the car is already cold. And there was a fever about apps. Everyone was making an app for every, and people are not using apps. I mean, people are using apps only for entertainment, games, or useful apps, banking, these kind of things. And this is where agencies are struggling. I mean, the jump from this to this make stuff useful. I mean, making the stuff that people are already using useful. I mean, making the car that you are already using smart enough to be connected with the theater and to know when the movie is about to start and start the air conditioner. But itself is the place where the modern agencies and modern companies are thinking about. Because it's the only way to invent new products that can matter to the consumer. And lastly, to solve business problems that for me is the last goal for agencies nowadays. So this is the old setup for me. I mean, there is a client kissing a big and heavy ball that is the message, throwing it to the bowling pins, praying to reach as many consumers as possible. And this is for me the landscape right now. This is more, it's not bowling, it's more pinball. So you throw the message, and the message bounces in every platform, in every media, in every consumer. And this is why the more complex the landscape becomes, the more essential you need to be. You need to invest in creativity, because it makes more sense than ever to have good ideas, because the good ideas that can generate noise are going to have better results, are going to be shared more, and are going to be able to execute it in more different platforms and media. That's why I always say that don't believe the hype. I mean, social media, mobile apps, branded content, big data are great tools for brands to connect with consumers, but are not the end of the communication, are not the strategic element that you need to only focus on. So for me, the fundamentals never change. For me, one of the most important trends right now is the simplicity. We have had a conference this morning saying that simplicity is the ultimate sophistication, and I couldn't agree more. I mean, you can see it in Apple, for instance. The new operating system is all flat. So what is difficult right now is to get rid of all that is superficial and focus on the core, on the essentials. And for me, for communication, we have two essentials. The first one is creativity. This is a battle of attention. It's a battle to entertain. So if you want to interrupt people, you need to offer them something that is entertaining or that is useful. So that's why the battle right now is not about being different, because you know, some of you are working in startups. You know that not always the best product wins, right? It's the most interesting product that is what wins. And this is an age where you either rock or you suck. And I think that to rock, the only thing that you need is creativity. And the second point, the second essential, is strategy, of course. And the strategy to swim in the sea of change, to know every touch point, every possibility we have, but to put in the middle of this the consumer, knowing what he thinks, knowing what he wants, knowing what he cares about, to talk less about the bullshit that matters to the brands and more about the things that matter to the consumer. And this is my last slide. If you know where you are living, if you know the landscape, if you know how complicated it is, you can embrace better volatility. And volatility means that what works today cannot work tomorrow. We are living in a world that has shorter messages, has shorter attention from consumers. So what we need to do is invest in creativity, invest in strategy to set the path where we have to go. So thank you so much. I hope that you have been interested.